I wish I could say that there were tons of questions that all you fabulous folks sent in, but there weren't. So, what I'm going to give you the opportunity to do, hold on, let me make sure I mute everybody. Dun, 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 is use the comments on this to most definitely post a topic you want to talk about. That anything that you feel is a pain point that you want to talk about. I'm going to obviously give some things that I would like to say. But I want you guys to use the comments if there's something about social media that you've had a question on. We've been doing these Instagram trainings. So if there's anything that you've been trying that you're like, this isn't working, or Alli, I see you do this. Like, can you teach me how to do it? We literally just had a moment here at the house where I had some of the coaches come in and they literally got to do just this. There's a whiteboard. I wish I could pull it around right now. And we all just got to put topics on a whiteboard that said, if there was one thing that if I could learn or get better at, it would be this. And they wrote it on the whiteboard and we got to talk about it. So I thought today we would kind of use this as that moment with you guys, but it doesn't work unless you post something. It doesn't work unless you type something. And we wouldn't have had the amazing weekend that we had where we learned so much from each other if they didn't get out of their comfort zone and start asking questions. So I'm not going to just assume what I want to talk about. I want to see if there's anything that you guys want to talk about, and then we'll go from there. Deal? So is anybody typing? Do I need to put Jeopardy music on or something? Da na na na. No, no, no. What are you going to type in the chat box? And if nobody types anything, I'll let Lex type some of her favorite questions from this past weekend, and we can most definitely. Lex goes, I know there are questions, or else we'd all be at Success Club right now. Therefore, and everybody would be Emerald. Okay? That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. Oh, that was a good one. Time management. The biggest struggle is finding an exact time every day. Okay, so that's good. That's a good one. Anything else? What can you think of? It doesn't even have to be specific. It could just be, my goal is to be Emerald and it's not happening. Can you give some tips? You know, like I've hit a rut. I don't know what I should be posting. Got any ideas? Keisha, write that down or I won't remember, Keisha. Keeping track of my conversation. That's so good. Of course, and Tino, I can speak into that one. How do you get your joy back when you've been disheartened by people's excuses? Ooh, that's good. Lex can speak on that one. That's a good one. Lex and I have had a lot of heart-to-hearts with this. I've totally hit a rut. I'm stuck on having pretty pictures on Insta. Okay, that's a good one. This is good. This is good. This is so good. Okay, I'm going to start. I'm just going to start this sucker out. Look at this. Your Insta is amazeballs, though. So that's a positive. That's a positive. Okay, so let's see. I like Instagram and social media, so I'm going to start with social media. How about that? Because that makes me happy. How do you come up with ideas as far as pictures? Okay, so that's the first thing we'll go over is pictures. I wish I could say I was super creative and that I just thought of like all of these poses to do and pictures to take, but really I just seek out other people's pictures and I tag them and I recreate them. I call it duplication. Okay, I don't copy them because it's never exactly the same. There are Alli's versions of these pictures, but nothing on social media is unique anymore. I hate to break it to everybody. Everybody's like, be you. Well, I am me. I love unicorns. And if somebody else came up with a really funny idea to capture a unicorn coffee mug, you bet your bottom dollar I'm going to figure out how to copy that coffee mug because I want that coffee mug and I'm not on my feed because I like unicorns and I like coffee and it just makes sense. Okay. So long story short, if you don't know, now you need to know. Instagram has the ability to, if you're on your Instagram and you find a really cool picture that you just love, like, well, that's absolutely not it. Okay, we'll use Ashley's picture of her son, okay? I'm like, oh my gosh, one day when Camden's at the playground thing, I want to take a picture like this of Camden. There's a little flag. If you look, there's a little flag. Okay, that's on the bottom right of the pictures. You just click that. Well, that didn't do it. It went to my messages. You click that, and it saves it to something called a collection on your Instagram, okay? So now when I go to my main page, like, my page that has my bio on the top and all of that kind of stuff, when I go to my main page, there is the same flag is there. It's there. It's waiting for me. And if I click that, all the pictures I flagged are in there. Okay, right now I only have 6 because I haven't been using this, but I just found out about it, so I'm going to share because I've been taking screenshots of everything and saving them in folders on my phone. I don't have to do that anymore, okay? Because now you can make collections. What that means is, and you'll see on the top, it literally says collections. You click that, and you can have folders. What? So when I find a funny white quote, I just save it in it literally says white pick ideas. When I find a picture that is like a Fitspo picture, that's like somebody taking a selfie in a mirror, but I'm like, ooh, that looks awesome, save it in that folder. So when I'm trying to take a picture and I don't know what to take the picture of, I go and I scroll through my inspiration in those folders. So instead of just scrolling through the Instagram, when you see a pic, or the best part is, I even have one that says words of inspiration, words of inspo. When somebody like a top coach, Christina Delgado, or even if you see one of mine, or Bonnie Engel, or any of the coaches I've been referencing that I've been getting my Instagram inspo from, Jamie Ennis, if they post something and the words are spectacular, you know what I mean? You're like, God, that was awesome. You never want to copy somebody, right? I want this to be authentically me, but I still have gotten ideas of what to post about by going in and looking at other people and what other top coaches are talking about. It doesn't mean that I'm going to use their words or use their lingo or use their sentences and plagiarize or whatever that we learned that we're not supposed to do when we were in grade school. But you go in and you save it as inspiration. So when you hit that wall, you literally I used to just have it on my Dropbox. I had a Dropbox folder that said words of inspiration. And if I couldn't figure out what I was going to write, I would go in and I'd look and I'd read, okay? I'd read different top coaches' posts that hit me, that made me go, oh, that was such a good idea. And then I would do it in my version. I do it in my way, okay? I don't come up with all this stuff by myself. Another fun way to do it, okay, so that's first. So you have your collections in Instagram that you guys should be using like crazy, okay, to help with pictures, ideas, and whatnot. If you love Pinterest, do it on Pinterest. Make a Pinterest board that's hidden, okay? A hidden Pinterest board. I'm not a Pinterester, but allegedly there's these boards that you can make that nobody can see, okay? And what you do when you find pictures, you on the interwebs or wherever you find the pictures that you can pull them into Pinterest. If you find them on Pinterest, you can pull them into individual secret boards that give you inspiration, pictures that you want to duplicate, words that are of inspiration, things like that. I personally, though, when I'm really stuck and I just need a one-liner, Susanna Johnson is great at this, I'll tell you, and she is not that, she's funny, but most of those are not hers. She's smart, okay? And it's this thing called Google, you know what I mean? And you use it. And you do something like, I did this all the time, pregnant mom memes. Okay. I'm not going to use those hideous memes with a monkey sitting out there looking all you know what I mean? It's not my brand. Memes are not my brand. I'm sorry. I'm not going to post a meme. But the words on the meme are funny. So if you ever get stuck and you want something that's funny, you can always Google search whatever you want to Google search. Unicorn memes, coffee memes. I can always, and then if you're like, oh, I don't really want to be funny, I want to be inspirational. Cool. Sunshine quotes. You just search Google and you use, I'm not saying pull those pictures. This is not what I'm saying. I'm not saying go, and let me pull this up. I'll actually show you how I do this. I'll show you how I do. Hold. Dun, dun, dun. Google. Share my screen. So I will literally go here. I was out in the sunshine. outside and had this beautiful picture, and it was like a ray of sun coming in. And I was trying to figure out, like, I don't know what to write with this. Enjoying time outside in the sunshine. Like, what am I supposed to write with this? I don't know. So I just go sunshine, quotes. And then I click images. Now I'm using my picture. I'm the image to my words, but I'm like, okay, what do I want? There's sunshine in my soul today. Could I write that in my caption? Yeah. I really just want to be the warm yellow light that pours all over everyone I love. No, not really. Keep your face always towards the sunshine. And you could use any of these as your captions, and you could even change it and make it sound a little bit more like you and make it not exactly like one of these. But like you can, look at all these. These are captions to pictures where you are I'm not saying take this hideous looking, the sun is such a lonely star, wherever he comes out to see his friends, they all disappear. That's A, depressing, and B, you would never post this picture as your picture because you're not the image to your words. But you could find friends are the sunshine of my life. What if you had a picture with you and your friend? And then that's the quote in the comments. It's not that hard. You don't have to make it up all yourself. I love you. Don't overcomplicate it. That's what I'm going to tell you. So there's so much, and it could go anything. You could even do like dancing, quotes, anything, motherhood, quotes, photography, quotes, auntie, quotes. There's so many things. You guys like cycling. And then, but if you want it to be funny, type memes. So watch. It's totally different when you type in the word meme. You know what I mean? Some of these won't make sense unless you have the picture, but sometimes they do, okay? So if you want to do something funny, you could always look at memes, and sometimes they work, sometimes they don't, but I'm just letting you know, it happens. So that's my thoughts. 2 easy ways, Instagram collections to pull if you love Instagram, right? Pinterest board to pull pictures and quotes and put them in secret boards, right? Or if you're just spur of the moment and you can't figure out a caption to save your life, but you've got a picture, you just type the one word or a couple words that you're kind of thinking you want to type about, and then type quotes or memes, and then you'll be able to find something to talk about. Does that help? Ideas? Yeah, buddy. Yes, son. Okay. Time management. Oh, I love this question because it's so funny. The biggest struggle is finding an exact time every day. Do you typically have an outline? Okay. Back in the day, if you don't got a kid, you can do this thing called exact time. Okay. When you got a kid, there's no longer ever a moment in your life where you have an exact pinpoint time to be on something unless you've got help. Like right now, I'm on at 7:45 because Brent's watching the little one. So if you can elicit help, so my first tip, and we were talking about this here at the house this past weekend. I know if I would have started as a coach in this phase of the journey I am right now, 5 months of sleep deprivation and a hot freaking mess, okay? Let's just talk about the honest truth. If I were right here, I would be begging people to help a sister out. What do I mean? If Brent were working full-time like he used to be, I would say, Brent, I need 30 minutes. I need 30, there would be a hardcore communication going on with a significant other. If you have kids, okay, just hear me out. I'm gonna talk about the opposite in a second. But if you have kids, kids plural, whatever, I am begging you to have your planned focused time at a time where you ask for help. Could it be a mother, a babysitter, a Mother's Day out, something like that? Yes. Could it be a communication that you have? You cannot ask your spouse or significant other to take the kid for 3 hours. They will cut you, okay? But you can ask for 30 minutes of focused time. And in that focused time, you have a to-do list of the most important. So, and we talked about this, Lex and I did, and the girls here, I said, there are things that I can do when I am roughhousing with Camden, Camden's running around. He's doing stuff. He's screaming, hooping, hollering. There's messages I could answer. There's things I could do that could most definitely make it so that I can help other people while I'm multitasking. Okay? But there's also things that I have to do when I'm focused. Okay? For example, if I want to keep track of my invites, like the people I'm talking to, I cannot do that while multitasking. I already have 2 people who said, yes, Alli, send me more details on my post-baby belly group that started on Friday. And I was like, yeah, sure, I'll send you more information in a bit. Woohoo! I was not sitting at my computer. Guess whose name did not get checked on the list saying that they wanted information? And guess who now it's Tuesday and I didn't add them to the freaking group? I didn't even send them the details. 2 people. They wanted my help. And you want to know why? It's because I did it while I was multitasking. And I know that I'm really good at multitasking, but I'm not good at multitasking while doing my follow-ups. I can't do it. I got to be sitting. I got to plan focus time. Give me 30 minutes. Like today, I was working and 30 to 45 minute bursts, man. And then there was 1 hour and a half burst that I had. But I was like crushing, and I had plan focus times in those moments. And I did the most important things for me, which was talking to people. For you, it may look different. For you, you may be starting your challenge group, so you're trying to get that up and running, and you really need to focus on what your notes say and what you're supposed to be doing, okay? Maybe it's you needing to write your coach announcement, and you really need that 30 minutes of just focus, right? There's certain things that you need to really have a fortress around your focus to get done. Those things get done during that planned focus time. And you may need to ask for help, somebody to give you that 30 minutes, 45 minutes, whatever it is, to be able to get that done. And it's just a communication factor that you have to have with a spouse, significant other. It could be once a week where you have your mom, mother-in-law, somebody come in and help the cause, okay? If you aren't in that phase of the journey and you're on that single life, like that no kid situation, okay, it doesn't mean that your schedule is going to play out perfectly. Ask Corsentino. He doesn't have like perfect plan. Everything happens perfectly all the time. No, but you can have, and I say this to my challengers and I'll say this to you, you have a plan A and a plan B and a plan gosh darn C, okay? And when I go into my day, I have my plan A for when my workout's going to get done. I have my goal. This is my goal. If all things work well, this is my goal. Well, the same thing needs to work for your plan focus time for your business. You should not go into your day without knowing what time that is. It shouldn't happen. Can you be doing things haphazardly throughout the day? Yeah. Do I make social media posts on the fly? Yeah. Do I do all this stuff like multitasking and checking in on my challengers and making posts in my challenge groups on the fly? Yeah. But my plan focus time, I need that. I need that. And for me, that's a 1 hour. If you can give me 1 hour a day, I can change the world. Okay. But I need nobody to talk to me. I need my door closed, and I need not to be on Camden duty. I need you to leave me alone. Okay. So you got to find it. Yours may be 30 minutes. Whatever that number is, have your plan A. But when that doesn't happen, just like when your workout doesn't happen, do you just say, screw it, I'm done, I don't need to do it today, I'm out. You know what I mean? That's not what happens, okay? You go, here's my plan B. So the same thing happens in your business. What would your plan B be? I hope you don't need a plan C. But sometimes my plan C back in the day used to be 11 to 12 at night. There are things, because I needed this so bad. I wanted this so bad. I knew there were lives out there that needed to be changed if I just had plan focused time to just let my brain funnel, focus, and get some stuff done, that it happened at night when the house was quiet. It just had to. I was tired. I wasn't in my best mindset. For some of you, if you're doing Miracle Morning, that book, if you have the mornings and you feel like your mornings are not being productive, read Miracle Morning. There's a Miracle Morning for network marketers. Read it. It's amazing. And I can't wait till Camden actually decides to sleep through the night so I can actually do it. That will be a great thing. Right now, it's not happening. It only happens 3 days a week. But for those of you who have that morning routine and you need to be more productive in the mornings, I suggest the Miracle Morning for network marketers. It is pretty boom sauce. But you've got to figure out your plan A for your focus time, plan B, plan C. And then if you feel like you're asking for an hour to have planned focus time and it's not working, try 45 minutes. Try 30 minutes. Try those smaller chunks of time. Try 20 minutes where you just sit down and focus, even if it's a smaller amount of time, so that you can move yourself forward, okay? A lot of the times it's unrealistic, right? You unrealistically want an hour of planned focus time, and it's not going to happen. 20 minutes, that could, right? So kind of pick and choose from there, but hopefully that helps a little bit. I believe Miracle Morning is a free download for Amazon Prime users. Hey. I will let that, hold on. Totally hit about sticking with pretty pictures. Well, I just gave examples for that. You don't know what to be posting, helped you with that. And I will say with posting, remember this. Write out your interest lists. I talked about this for the Instagram Your Brand. And if you haven't watched the Coach Charge on that, I talk about your interest list. You should have like at least 5 things that you post about regularly. Like every single week, Lex and I talked about this. I post about my journey. There's a post every week that's my journey. I just did it this morning. Okay, it's every Tuesday. I don't have to think about what I'm posting on Tuesday. I gotta come up with a picture and I gotta write the words. But I know Tuesdays are my Mission Mom Bod. Happens every time. Okay, Mondays I do a transformation of some sort. Happens every time. Wednesdays I do a workout video. Happens every single week. Okay, Thursdays I do an invite every gosh darn week. Friday mornings, always a chill picture of some sort talking about, because my Friday mornings, they usually keep chill. There's a coffee picture, me in my unicorn slippers, hanging out, working in my pajamas, okay? Saturdays, I always do another workout video. Hey, Sundays is usually personal development. I don't keep it so structured, do you know what I mean? But like I usually have a go-to. I post a couple times a day, but there's at least one post a day that like I know what I'm gonna post. And then there's things throughout the week that just happened. Like I go get my nails done, or I go get my hair done, or Camden's got a doctor's appointment. Camden turns 5 months old. There are things that don't happen every single week that I want to talk about. Brent and I's 5-year anniversary is on Friday. Like, that's going to be a thing, you know? We have Super Saturday on Saturday. That's going to be a thing. So I kind of have my staples. They're my interest lists. And I kind of like, they always get talked about, but just in different ways with different pictures and different words. And I share my story. Right? Like throughout my week, that's what I always do. But then there's life that happens on top of that just gives me innate pictures to post. So think about, if you haven't watched that Coach Charge, it's called Instagram Your Brand. You have my permission to go watch it. Okay. And it talks about interest lists and things like that for you to be able to think of things that you should be posting that fit you, that make you excited to post about and things of that nature. Okay. Let me see. Lex, do you want to go and chit-chat a little bit to Corsentino real quick about joy?
I think, Corsentino, if you want to message me specifically, we can talk about it, because I think everybody's different. Everybody loses their joy for different reasons. And so I'd be happy to talk into that with you if you'd like. Unless, Alli, there's something you wanted me to share.
How about just like when... Like you're a new coach, okay? You're a new coach. A lot of them are new coaches, and you've got a lot of stuff you have to learn to be a coach. There's a lot of stuff you have to learn, like to do this coaching and crush it, right? And so sometimes the information can cause like a paralysis, and which makes the joy evaporate. Does that make sense? Can you speak on that a little bit about like just running with what makes you happy?
Yeah, and I think for me, it has really been connecting my purpose with all of this. At the end of the day, just remembering why I'm here. Remembering that Beachbody is a vessel for your calling and your purpose. So why did you decide to do this? Why did you decide to join this team? You know, and remembering that you have something so unique to give to other people that only you can give. And I think that's the biggest big picture moment, is when you recognize the fact that you exist at such a time as this for a very specific and unique reason that only you can fulfill, that's the moment that you got to step into it and be like, okay, I am here because there's people out there that need me, that don't need Allie, that don't need Lex, that don't need Michael. They need you. There's something so unique. There's a message that only you can deliver, and you have to remember that. And so getting stuck by all of this information, I get, but at the end of the day, you can forget all that other stuff and just think, okay, I just got to talk to people. I just got to share my heart with other people. I just got to share my message with other people through social media. And I think for me, that was one of my biggest takeaways from this weekend, because I get that. I have so much on my plate. I think about running a team, running my clients, fixing my challenge group, onboarding, like all these other things. And I'm like, frick, it's overwhelming, right? But then I think at the end of the day, why am I here? I'm here because I have a message to share. And I do that through social media. So that's my priority. And I do that by reaching out to other people, making sure that they saw it. Because it's one thing just to post something. It's another thing to go out and reach out to them specifically and be like, hey, did you see this? You were on my heart when I wrote this. It's what Alli always says, controlling the controllable. You show up, you do your job because you feel called to it. You pray over it, and then you bless and release. You go out and you talk to the people that you feel in your heart you're called to talk to, and that's it. You can't make them say yes. But prayerfully, they will. And over time, if you can show up consistently, they will show up. They will say yes to you eventually. And I think that that's the biggest thing. So just sticking with it. Did I help with that at all, Alli?
That was good. That was so good. Oh, my little Lexi Poo. So good. She hates when I call her that, but it's fine. But it's true. And you'll go through phases of your journey where you're like, am I doing this right? Am I, and you start overthinking it. And at the end of the day, just remember Lex's words, like, you're put here in this moment for a reason. You were given this opportunity for a reason. And not every person has, like, it's not going to be easy every single day. It's not going to come simple. It's not going to come to you on a silver platter and she'd be like, you're meant to do this here. You know what I mean? Like, you've got to know that you've got to put in work, just like a lawyer has to go to school and then study his butt off or her butt off and pass the bar, right? You have to go through this process as a coach of learning. The coolest part, though, about coaching is you get to earn and help others while you learn, while you're in the midst of this learning process. And that's what you have to hold on to, is just say, I'm still learning. And then find joy in that process of learning. Find joy in that process of making hiccups and mistakes and things like that. And just know, like, everything is figure outable. If your social media is getting stuck, it's figure outable. There's videos out there. There's tons of content out there that you can learn and study and become better at it. Do you know what I mean? Like, if you're having trouble talking to people, there's tons of information out there that you can learn and study and become better at it. Like, that's a beautiful thing. Back when I started, there was no information. We just had to figure it out by failing. And that kind of was a good thing. But at the end of the day, there were a lot of people who didn't make it through that learning process because they didn't have tools and resources to fall back on when they did fail to get better. We just had to keep failing over and over and over and say the wrong things to people over and over and over. She's using my quote. Winners are not people who never fail, but people who never quit. I did a really cute post in I'll show it before we get off of this. Why not? We might as well. My dad is the sweetest, cutest thing in the whole wide world. And he knows that I'm tired, meaning I'm a new mom, as everybody knows. And I think it finally just hit me when he became 5 months old that I literally have not gotten more than 3 hours of sleep for 5 months straight. I was like, oh my gosh. Like, I'll even get teary-eyed right now. I was like, I don't think it like hit me how like little sleep I've actually gotten over the last almost half a year until he hit 5 months. And I was like, there's literally been less than 7 times I've slept more than 3 hours in 5 months. And I was like starting, my brain it wasn't that my body was shutting down on me. My brain was like trying to play tricks with me. Like, you can't handle this anymore. So my dad sent me this really awesome inspirational moment that I will let everybody read. My dad, preface it, is from Oklahoma, and he grew up like raising horses. That's what he did. So whenever you see the horse picture, note to self, it's because it came from my daddy. Dun, dun, dun. One of my all-time favorite pics is the Savage and the story behind it. So that's this picture. See? Horsey, horsey, yay. Okay. The horse on the left was in the lead. The horse on the right was closing in the gap and starting to pass. Instead of the horse on the left putting forth more effort into gaining and keeping the lead, he reaches over and bites the horse on the right. Meanwhile, the horse on the right has his ears laid back and his horse blinders on. Because where do you think I learned to say horse blinders? It's not because it's from me, it's from my dad. Moral of the story, hi babe. Never entertain foolishness. Have a purpose in life. Stay focused and never let others bring you down. Winners are not people who never fail, but people who never quit. There's an old saying, a champion is someone who is willing to be uncomfortable, and rock bottom has built more champions than privilege. It's about hard work and drive, determination to keep pushing forward when others would love to see you fail. Winning isn't the score of the board, it's seeing something through to the end and congratulating your opponent. If you win through bad sportsmanship, there is no real victory. Favorite quote, it's not about how hard you can hit, it's about how hard you can get hit and keep moving forward. P.S. The horse on the right won. Yay! Is he not sleeping? Is that why you're sleeping? No, I don't have another call. This is the last one. Okay. And there's my crying child who will not go to sleep. That's what that just was. So, but at the end of the day, life is going to throw you curveballs. Life's going to be hard. And who knows what the thing is that's trying to bite you. And right now it's my own brain trying to tell me that I'm too tired. Right? For you, it could be actually another person, a circumstance, whatever the case may be. But a lot of times at this phase in the journey, it's your brain trying to tell you you can't. And trust me, I'm going through it right now. You know what I mean? I'm like, I literally have to talk myself up for my workout every day. I have to talk myself up to sit down at my computer and focus every day. And I'm your leader, and I'm doing it because I vow to lead from the front. I'm doing it because I promised I'll lead from the front. I'm doing it because I know there'll come a time where it doesn't hurt this bad. Okay? But you have to realize that you can do this, and that this opportunity wasn't put into your life for nothing, that you didn't make it this far through the academy to just stop. You didn't. So I'm asking you to put your horse blinders on. I'm asking you to focus. I'm asking you to remember what Lex told you, that there's a purpose behind your passion, and then go out and crush the week. Just start talking to everybody. You know what I mean? Talking to everybody, and then pinning and marking all of those posts that you want to recreate so that you have content to talk about and you get excited about it again. Okay? That's what I'm going to say. And now I need to go put my kid to bed. Okay. I love you. Bye, guys.